What is going on, guys? SolgrOnly here from SportsNerdWeb with this week's episode of SportsNerdWeb Weekly. With the dawning starting off yesterday, I want to spend the episode this week pretty much just talking about Destiny, the dawning, just the state of Destiny, and just some of the stuff that's been going on lately in the world of Destiny, and kind of my early impressions on the dawning event, because I did spend a little bit on it last night. I did run a couple strikes last night. Actually the first strike uh, that it actually put me into, I just went into the Siva Crisis heroic playlist, and the first one that it put me in was actually the Will of Crota, which is the revamped Omnigul strike, and it was actually it was actually quite a bit harder than it usually is. Normally it's normally not really that hard, but what they've done now, she's slightly been Sivified, and uh, the the door that like leads into the area that she's in is actually closed now. So now they took away that ability to kind of cheese the battle, where you could stay back in that room. So now that that door is closed, it makes it harder to do that. And we actually, I did solo queue into it, so I obviously didn't go into it with a fire team. So I was doing it with just some randoms, but uh, we actually wiped quite a few times. It did take quite a bit to do. But the good news is, since that they also did buff the drop rates for skeleton keys, I actually did get a skeleton key drop on that first strike when we finally did beat her. Uh, I didn't get one drop on the second one, but it was really nice to see a skeleton key finally drop, and it was on the first strike that I did. It was a heroic one, so I don't really know like what the drop rate is on the basic strikes. So I'm not really sure about that one, but I hadn't seen a skeleton key drop in weeks, months, if that, maybe even months. So it was definitely nice to see one drop. And the loot that I was able to get out of it was actually a light level increase. All the loot that dropped was actually a couple light levels higher than the one I'm at. So you are able, to get up there. And I like the strike scoring too. It was really dope. It works kind of like the scoring in like Crucible and Prisoner of Elders and stuff like that. Uh, like as you're going, like I was getting points for killing Thrall, points for using like heavy weapons, for primary weapons, for kill streaks, and a lot of stuff like that. And not only was there the bounties, the weekly bounties from Commander Zavala, there's actually a new row of bounties at the I can't remember his name now, the bounty tracker at the tower. So now when you go to him, there's a row of Crucible bounties, there's a row of the Vanguard daily bounties, and then now there's a new row on top of that for, I think it's the what do they call him? I think it's just like the daily. I think they call them like Strike Elite, Elite Strike or something bounties. I can't really remember what they're calling them, but one thing that a lot of the community wanted to see with the update, because the Dawning actually rolled out with update 2.5.0, and there was quite a few changes in it. There was a lot of changes in it. I'm not really going to go over the patch notes, but one thing that the community really did want to see was an update to the meta. A sandbox update, a weapon balance update, and we haven't gotten one yet. Cosmo actually did tweet out earlier today something on Twitter. It was a link that he put up, and it linked to a post that he actually put up on the Bungie forums. And it says this: I spoke with the Sandbox team that balances the weapons in the game. This is part of a running dialogue between us where I make sure they receive your feedback. They wanted to give you some information about their process. So this coming up is from someone from the Sandbox team that he's been talking to. It says, "Hey everybody, we wanted to take time to let you all know that while we did not include a balance patch in the dawning, we are listening to your feedback. We appreciate all of you who return to Destiny over and over again, and we respect the things you have to say about what you are seeing and feeling as you play it. As we wage wars in our playtest labs, we're taking a lot of things into account, player data, your feedback, and our own gameplay experiences. We've heard the conversation about and felt for ourselves shotgun dominance. Yes, we see you, Matador. Finally, huh? But we feel strongly that our goal shouldn't be to nerf them into the ground. Instead, we're looking at solutions that could bring shotguns into a better state of balance with the rest of the guns in the game. In doing this, we would still want shotguns to be effective and fun to wield. We could quickly and easily break shotguns and call it a day, but it's important to us that we explore positive changes that can make Destiny better for everyone. Thanks for playing and being so passionate about Destiny. We all wish you the happiest holidays and look forward to you kicking our asses in SRL." And then that was from the Sandbox team. And then Cosmo ends the post by saying this: "The right time and place for a deployment of Sandbox changes is something we'll investigate further in the new year. In the meantime, our playtest labs are home to a process we're using to explore the current state of combat in Destiny." And that's the end of the post. The first thing that comes to mind for me after reading this is I I agree with the person. There isn't a name in here of the person from the Sandbox team that said this, so I don't know who to refer this to. But the person from the Sandbox team that wrote this, I agree with a lot. I love the fact that Bungie, they finally gotten the hint, that we don't want them to just nerf a weapon into the ground and call it a day and then move on to the next meta. So I'm glad that they're actually taking the time to explore their options, and like they said, they don't want to just nerf the shotgun into the ground and then move on to something else. So then they don't want to make shotguns pointless. We've seen this happen with the auto rifles, and that's actually what a lot of the community. It's ironic because that's actually what a lot of the community is calling for right now, is actually a buff to auto rifles. And me personally, definitely being one of them, because I love auto rifles. I use them. They're actually the weapon type that I use the most. I like scout rifles a lot too. I've been using pulses a lot more. I'm starting to like infusions a little bit now. So, but I definitely like that they're taking their, especially with the holidays right now. Bungie has a history of taking a pretty big like holiday break. Bungie normally gets really quiet around this time of year. Definitely from like middle December to pretty much like January, like even halfway through January. Because a lot of them are off for holiday breaks. So right now is actually a good time for them. For everyone just relax, take a break. And like they said, figure out some other solutions that they can do instead of just nerfing shotguns into the ground. Because I don't think, even a lot of the people in the community, I'm sure, me personally too, I'm getting sick of the shotgun meta, but I also don't want to see them get, nerfed into oblivion and into the point of where they're irrelevant, so. Because I do like using shotguns, but it just kind of gets old when everyone is, jug shotting and shotgun rushing you in PvP. So, but that's definitely refreshing to hear. That they're trying out something different. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it pretty much for this week's episode. Stay tuned to the channel. Coming up this week, we're gonna have a lot of content coming from the Dawning. Right now, what I was saying earlier was just pretty much just my early impressions. I haven't even done any of the Sparrow racing yet. All I did last night when I was on it for a minute was just ran a couple strikes, just tested out the strike scoring. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for more Destiny content. A lot of it coming up. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsNerd48. I always tweet out when I go live when I do stream on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SolgrOnly. And we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.